Have you ever come home dreaming of peace, only to find your front door lock changed and a fake notice claiming your house isn't yours anymore? That's the nightmare I walked into in Willowbrook, where Karen Whitfield, a disgraced HOA president, thought she could seize my home with a clipboard and a cheap lock. Her audacious trespassing and fraud led to orange stickers on my fridge, police in my driveway, and her in handcuffs facing a courtroom reckoning. How did one woman's obsession with control turn a quiet neighborhood into a battleground? Buckle up, this saga of forged documents, violated homes, and justice delivered will keep you hooked until the final gavel drops. I'm Marcus Rodriguez, a 35-year-old graphic designer who bought my dream home in Willowbrook 2 years ago. The 3-bedroom ranch, just outside the Willowbrook HOA's jurisdiction, was my sanctuary. Sky blue walls, a fish-shaped mailbox, and a front yard vegetable garden that screamed personality. After a whirlwind weekend at my brother's wedding in Colorado, I craved normalcy, cold pizza, my couch, and a trashy reality show. Willowbrook was perfect. Quiet streets, friendly neighbors who joined us for a Ramadan iftar last year, where kids played cricket until the streetlights flickered on. But next door lived Karen Whitfield, the former HOA president who refused to let go of her crown. Her beige McMansion, a monument to her need for control. Karen, late 40s, had ruled the HOA for years until her ousting 6 months ago over a scandal involving a neighbor's garden gnomes. She patrolled with a clipboard, citing violations like unapproved wind chimes or slightly tall grass. Her smile as tight as her grip on power. My lot's independence drove her wild. From day one, she left passive-aggressive notes. Dear neighbor, please align with community standards, and snap photos of my work truck. My Halloween decorations, left up through January, made her eye twitch. When I planted tomatoes out front, she lectured me for 20 minutes, waving a binder of rules I wasn't subject to. I watered my plants and smiled. I'm not in the HOA, Karen. She sniffed, muttering about property values, and I added a Hawaiian-shirted scarecrow for fun. Her campaign escalated with fake violation notices, laminated letters, citing unapproved bird feeders or fence height discrepancies. I taped them to my garage like art, laughing until she started calling city code enforcement with baseless complaints. Inspectors always left, confirming my compliance, but Karen didn't stop. The week before my trip, I hosted a barbecue and smoke drifted her way. She stormed over, yelling about assault by smoke. I chuckled. She went silent, a warning I missed. That Sunday evening, jet-lagged and pulling into my driveway, I froze. My brass lock was gone, replaced by a flimsy silver one. A laminated notice, taped with absurd excess, read, Notice of Temporary Property Management. Due to repeated violations, this property is under Willowbrook HOA supervision. My key didn't fit. I was locked out of my own home. Karen watched from behind her hedge, her smug smile chilling me more than the evening air. Heart pounding, I called Tom Chen, the real HOA president. Marcus, your lot's outside our jurisdiction, he said, alarmed. Karen hasn't been president for 6 months. We didn't authorize this. She'd impersonated the HOA and changed my lock. I dialed 911, then a locksmith, photographing the notice, lock, and Karen's smirk. Police arrived, and I showed my ID, and the notice's fake seal. They approached Karen, her gestures wild then subdued as their questions sharpened. The locksmith confirmed ownership and swapped the lock, muttering, cheap hardware store, junk, poorly installed. Inside, my stomach dropped. Orange stickers plastered every surface walls. Furniture, my fridge citing interior paint violations, unsanctioned curtains, even non-compliant seating. Karen had invaded my home, touched my things, taken photos, and annotated them with fake infractions. Fury replaced shock. The police returned with Karen, her arrogance gone. I was maintaining standards, she cried, claiming mailed notices gave her consent. The officers weren't fooled. I filed charges for trespassing, breaking and entering, fraud, and impersonation. Tom filed HOA charges for misrepresentation. That week, I documented everything: fake letters, forged mails, a counterfeit HOA stamp. Karen had spent $800 on her scheme. Even a mailing a friend. Is changing locks illegal if it's for community standards? At a compliance patrol, flanked by officers, I served her a restraining order. Stay 100 feet from me and my property. Her clipboard fell. She stammered, I'm the HOA president. Tom corrected her, former president. Now you're facing criminal charges. Neighbors unleashed their stories. Mrs. Khan shared how Karen fined her for henna designs during Eid. Mr. Patel described her banning a cricket match, citing aesthetic disruption. Another neighbor lost a memorial rose garden to her rules. Research shows HOA letters can't override non-members' property rights. A breaking and entering carries up to 7 years in jail, with fraud adding fines up to $25,000. Karen's trial was swift. The judge listed her crimes: trespassing, breaking and entering, fraud, impersonation. Evidence forged documents, emails, stickers was damning. She got 6 months in jail, 2 years probation, $20,000 in fines, 500 hours of community service, and a permanent HOA ban. Her real estate job vanished. Her house hit the market amid foreclosure. Now, my garden thrives. Cricket matches light up our evenings, and Willowbrook is quiet. Karen's reign is a fading echo, undone by her own hubris. If you love seeing tyrants fall to their own schemes, smash that like button. And if you're hooked on stories where justice rebuilds peace, subscribe. You won't believe what's next.